Welcome back to our channel. We're thrilled to have you here. Today, we're diving deep into the wacky, weird, and wonderful world of gaming consoles, but not in the way you might think. Expect the unexpected. Did you know the Xbox was almost called Tsunami? Crazy, right? Or that the Game Boy went to space before some humans? Mind-blowing stuff. Get ready to have your minds blown, or at least mildly entertained. Did you know that the first Xbox, released in 2001, was created by Microsoft to compete with Sony's PlayStation 2? In an unusual twist, an Xbox controller was actually cheaper for the US Navy to use as a periscope controller than military-grade equipment. Despite its popularity, Microsoft lost over $4 billion on the original Xbox. Xbox's original green logo was chosen because the designer only had a green marker left. Xbox's original green logo was chosen because the designer only had a green marker left. Can you believe that Bill Gates himself sold the first Xbox at a midnight release? The original Xbox controller, nicknamed Fatty, was so large that it was later redesigned and replaced with the Duke model. One dedicated gamer once kept his console on for an entire month just to avoid losing access to Halo 2 multiplayer servers. Microsoft had a tough time naming their console. Other ideas included MTV, 11X, and even Tsunami. In Japan, the original Xbox sold poorly because of its size and the lack of Japanese-developed games. They made an ad for the Xbox called "Life is Short, Play More" that was actually banned in the UK for being too dark. The Xbox One was the first console to enable live streaming gameplay through Twitch directly from the system. Moving on to PlayStation. The PlayStation was originally a joint project with Nintendo to create a CD-based SNS. Ever wonder what the buttons mean on a PS1 controller? Circle is for yes, X is for no, square is for menus, and triangle is for a viewpoint. The PlayStation 2 is the best-selling console of all time with over 155 million units sold. In the year 2000, Gran Turismo 3 was so high resolution that it was used to help sell HDTVs. Believe it or not, the US Air Force used 1,760 PlayStation 3 consoles to create a supercomputer for processing radar images. The PS3's processors were so advanced that they were banned from export to certain countries. Sony reportedly loses money on every PlayStation 4 sold due to high production costs. In Japan, the PS2's success even led to the system being allowed as a standard appliance on tax returns. The original PlayStation logo featured a 3D-like effect, which made it look super futuristic in the 90s. Sony even banned users from changing their PSN IDs after complaints about inappropriate names like Big Butt 95. Metal Gear Solid 4 was so large that it took up almost the entire capacity of a Blu-ray disc. Interestingly, Final Fantasy VII was originally meant for the Nintendo 64, but moved to PlayStation due to storage limitations. Let's talk about Nintendo. Nintendo was originally a playing card company founded way back in 1889. The Game Boy was the first console to go to space, with Russian cosmonaut Alexander Serebrov playing Tetris on the Mir space station. The GameCube's tiny discs? They helped fight piracy, but limited storage. The GameCube even had a handle, making it the first truly portable console. Mario was initially called Jumpman, but his name changed due to Nintendo's landlord in Seattle, Mario Segale. In 2002, Nintendo gave out gloves to Mario Party players to prevent joystick blisters. The Famicom had a microphone in the controller, which was used in games like Zelda to defeat enemies. The NES Zapper only works with CRT TVs, making it obsolete on modern screens. Super Mario Bros. Was the first video game to introduce scrolling backgrounds. Nintendo rejected Sony's PlayStation prototype in favor of sticking with cartridges. Interestingly, the Wii's motion sensor tech was rejected by both Sony and Microsoft. The DS Lite outsold the original DS by nearly 4 million units thanks to its slimmer design. The Switch, released in 2017, is the only hybrid console that functions as both a home console and portable device. Pause. 3's Nintendo Power magazine, founded in 1988, ran until 2012, becoming one of the longest-running gaming magazines. In Japan, Nintendo even has an official perfume line inspired by Legend of Zelda. Let's switch gears to Atari. The Atari 2600 had one of the longest production runs, from 1977 to 1992. The game E.T. for the Atari 2600 became one of the biggest commercial failures in gaming history. Atari 2600 cartridges could have hidden messages from developers, a nod to game credits in modern titles. The Atari Lynx was the first color handheld gaming console. The Atari Jaguar was one of the first 64-bit consoles, but it failed due to poor marketing and a lack of games. Sega's Dreamcast was the first console with built-in internet support. The Sega Master System was wildly successful in Brazil, with new games released even as late as 2015. Sonic the Armadillo? Believe it or not, Sonic was almost an armadillo. Strange, right? Sega's Phantasy Star Online was one of the first online RPGs for consoles. Crazy Taxi on Dreamcast used real brands like Pizza Hut as in-game advertising. Sega nearly went bankrupt developing the Dreamcast, leading to its exit from the hardware market. The first ever video game console was the Magnavox Odyssey, released in 1972. The Nintendo 64 controller was designed with 3 prongs for better grip in 3D games. The SNES introduced a built-in anti-piracy chip to prevent bootleg games. The Fairchild Channel F was the first console to use cartridges, released in 1976. The Neo Geo AES was the most expensive console of its time, retailing at around $650. The NEC PC FX flopped due to its odd appearance, designed like a computer. The ColecoVision had the best graphics in 1982, but suffered from frequent overheating. Apple's only console, the Pippin, was a huge failure and sold fewer than 100,000 units. And there you have it, gamers. Useless console facts that are sure to make you the life of the party, or at least the most knowledgeable person at the arcade. Who knew gaming history could be so weird, wacky, and downright fascinating? From billion-dollar blunders to spacefaring consoles, we've covered it all. Hopefully, you learned something new, had a few laughs along the way, and maybe even gained a newfound appreciation for the evolution of gaming consoles. What was your favorite useless console fact from this video? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more epic gaming content. See you in the next video. Pause 2s. But wait, before we wrap up, let's take a quick detour into one of the most infamous chapters in gaming history. The Virtual Boy was Nintendo's failed attempt at 3D gaming. Released in 1995, this red and black wonder promised to bring the future of gaming to our living rooms. However, its monochrome display, uncomfortable headset, and limited game library led to its downfall. Despite its bold vision, the Virtual Boy was discontinued just a year later, making it one of Nintendo's biggest commercial failures. Yet, it remains a fascinating piece of gaming history, a testament to the risks and innovations that have shaped the industry. So, the next time you see a Virtual Boy at a retro game store, remember it as a symbol of ambition and a lesson in the unpredictable journey of gaming technology. Pause twos. But hold on, we couldn't leave without mentioning another fascinating piece of gaming history. The Atari Jaguar's slogan was, "Do the math," because of its 64-bit processor. Released in 1993, the Jaguar was marketed as the first 64-bit gaming console, promising unparalleled graphics and performance. However, despite its advanced technology, the Jaguar struggled with a limited game library and stiff competition from other consoles like the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. Its complex architecture also made it difficult for developers to create games, leading to its commercial failure. Yet, the Atari Jaguar remains a cult classic, a symbol of ambition and the ever-evolving landscape of gaming technology. So, the next time you hear "do the math," remember the bold promise of the Atari Jaguar and the lessons learned from its journey. There's more hidden gem in the world of gaming consoles that deserves a spotlight. The Panasonic Q. Ever heard of it? This rare piece of tech was essentially a Nintendo GameCube with an added twist. It could play DVDs. Released exclusively in Japan in 2001, the Panasonic Q combined the gaming capabilities of the GameCube with the multimedia functionality of a DVD player, making it a unique hybrid for its time. Despite its innovative design and sleek, futuristic look, the Panasonic Q didn't make a big splash in the market. Limited availability and a high price tag kept it from becoming a household name. Yet for collectors and enthusiasts, the Panasonic Q remains a fascinating artifact, a testament to the experimental and sometimes quirky nature of gaming history. So, next time you think about the GameCube, remember its lesser-known sibling, the Panasonic Q, and how it tried to bring a little extra versatility to the gaming world. Let's dive into a truly remarkable story that showcases the resilience of gaming tech. In a surprising twist, a Game Boy survived a bombing in the Gulf War and still worked. Yes, you heard that right. This legendary piece of hardware belonged to a soldier stationed in the Gulf War, and it was caught in an explosion. Despite being charred and battered, the Game Boy continued to function perfectly, allowing its owner to play games even in the most extreme conditions. This indestructible Game Boy is now proudly displayed at the Nintendo World Store in New York City, serving as a testament to the durability and lasting impact of Nintendo's engineering. So, the next time you pick up a Game Boy, remember its incredible legacy and the story of its unyielding spirit. Thanks for joining us on this journey through gaming history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more intriguing stories from the world of gaming. See you next time.